Good morning. My name is Hampton Graham, and I currently serve as the chair of the Florida Chapter Board of Directors. On behalf of the Florida Chapter Board, I want to thank everyone for attending the 8th Annual Hope and Help Symposium. Sorry that we're unable to gather in person today, but I want to say thank you for participating in the virtual symposium. Today, I have the honor to introduce the 2021 Ambassador of Hope Award and the Patti Palmer Award honorees. The Ambassador of Hope Award was created several years ago to recognize volunteers, people living with ALS, caregivers, or advocates who have made outstanding contributions to furthering the chapter's work. Over the years, 46 people and organizations have received this award. And I think it's safe to say the Florida chapter could not carry out its mission without the contributions made by all these individuals and organizations. Today, we'll be adding 2 new names to the list of Ambassador of Hope honorees for their contributions to the Florida chapter mission. Our first Ambassador of Hope honoree has been one of our most dedicated and involved volunteers for more than 2 decades. This individual is a CPA in Jacksonville and an active member of the ALS Association's North Florida Regional Council. She helped launch the first Jacksonville Walk to Defeat ALS in honor of Ann Smith, a dear childhood friend who was diagnosed with ALS. And she and her husband may be the only 2 people who've stayed involved in organizing every single Jacksonville Walk since. She credits her devotion to the ALS mission to the time she worked and learned from Patti Palmer, Dara Alexander, and Hanna. From its humble beginnings, the Jacksonville Walk has grown into one of the largest in the country. And there isn't anyone who thinks that would have happened without her involvement. But the hundreds of hours she invests in the Jacksonville Walk is only the tip of the iceberg. Over the years, she has helped launch countless other events and activities to help raise awareness and much needed funding for ALS. In the last year alone, she's helped the chapter launch a new golf tournament in St. Augustine and was intimately involved with the first CEO Soak event in Jacksonville. Her commitment to help advocate for those battling ALS tells us so much about what this woman stands for. Please join me in congratulating this year's Ambassador of Hope Award winner, Ann Werner.
Well, thank you, Ham. Thank you so much. It's just such an honor to be included with all these other special people. You know, over the years, my friends and my family, especially my husband, Graham, have been beyond supportive, and I would not be here without them. So thank you all. I also owe a huge thank you to Patti Palmer, as he said, and Dara Alexander and Hanna. These 3 very extraordinary women mentored me in countless ways when I first started volunteering for the chapter. They were always there for me, and I can never thank them enough. So thank you. And so because of countless other people and every single patient I've ever met throughout these years, it's been my privilege that I was given this opportunity to be a part of something really far greater than I ever. Thank you again, and my humble thanks to all the staff and the volunteers at the Florida chapter for their guidance in furthering our mission, finding a cure for ALS.
Thank you, Ann, and again, congratulations. And I wish we could be together to hug and enjoy this special moment. And I'm sure we'll get to do that together soon. So thank you and congratulations. Our next Ambassador of Hope Award honor goes to an individual who was diagnosed with ALS in 2018. He is a husband and father of 4 who spent 26 years working for a global financial technology company. His strategy for life is to live in the moment, accept what he cannot control, and work to change what he can. Over the last few years, he has become one of the most passionate and dedicated ALS advocates, not only in Florida, but in the country. He joined the Florida chapter board and currently serves as our treasurer, but that only tells a small part of the story of his current involvement. His personal story helped to make him the voice and face of this disease for many elected officials, both in Florida and at the federal level. But his advocacy goes well beyond Tallahassee and Washington, D.C. Since the start of this year, he has served on the ALS Focus Caregiver and Patient Advisory Work Group. He has participated in a video interview that was used as part of the National Organization for Rare Disorders Continuing Medical Education Project, and recently provided the patient perspective during a major meeting with the FDA designed to convince them to rethink their position on making promising new drugs available to the ALS community. And he spoke at the inaugural Tampa Bay CEO Soak. There is so much more that I could say about this man, because his commitment is truly an inspiration to me and to everyone else on the Florida Chapter Board. Please join me in honoring our 2021 Ambassador of Hope, Honoree, Troy Fields.
Thank you, Hampton. Those very, very kind words. Quite humbled, really, to receive this award. I know the standard is so high. I look at all the other volunteers and staff, and members of the ALS community in Florida, and they set up very, very high standards. So to be honored in this way, it means an awful lot. But you never know me to be short with words, but I'm struggling at the moment. This award is very meaningful because, unlike other awards we might get, academic or even in our professional lives, those are perhaps more individual type achievements. And this is really to mark efforts that go to try to help other folks like myself in the state of Florida. And so really it's about them, all the families that are affected by ALS in the state. So if my efforts have helped and advanced that cause in any way, then I'm grateful for having that opportunity to do so. Like any other recognition and award, they're seldom done solo. It always has an awful lot of supporting cast around. I have some of them around me at the moment sharing this occasion. But I want to recognize my wife, Cherry, my children, Natasha, Zachary, and Haley, and Carl Preston. They're the ones, they get me out of bed in the morning, they get me dressed, they get the coffee, they set up my computer so that I can participate in any one of various board meetings or congressional calls for advocacy, FDA, whatever the occasion might be. Thank my to share this award as well with my mother and my brother, who do so much for me. I have a phenomenal support system behind me, and a household full of folks that also contribute and help. If nothing else, they try to keep the dogs calm so they're not barking in the background for any one of these calls. I'm sure I'm leaving some folks behind, but I do want to take a moment to just recognize from my very first support group meeting pals and pals, names like Jim and Alice and Greg and Janet. Those folks in that very first support group meeting showed me that there's an awful lot of life yet to live, and gave me a purpose. And I've been able to meet so many incredible staff and volunteers and other pals and cows in different events. And they're the ones that provide the motivation to keep on doing this and invest the time and effort to try to make ALS a livable disease, which is what we're all after. So thank you very much. And I'm humble and grateful for this opportunity.
Thank you and congratulations, Troy. You are incredibly well loved by the Florida Chapter Board and loved and respected by everyone throughout the ALS Association. And I couldn't be more excited to get to present this award to you today. So thank you, and we love you, and keep providing so much of a spark for our organization, and so much. You have so much courage, and you get everybody's attention when you speak, and when you speak, people listen, and that's incredibly important to our cause at this time. So thank you. So congratulations to both Troy and Ann, our 2021 Ambassador of Hope honorees. Next, we have the Patti Palmer Award. The Patti Palmer Award was created in memory of the chapter's first executive director. Patti worked with the Florida chapter starting in 1987 and continued to do so until her untimely death in August of 2019. Her 32 years with the chapter left an indelible legacy that demonstrates her positive impact each of us can make if we set our mind to it. The award's presented annually to a current or former staff member of the ALS Association who's exemplified excellence in helping to move forward our organizational mission. Today, it is my distinct honor to recognize two individuals who worked shoulder to shoulder with Patti during their time with the chapter. Our first honoree today served as part-time executive director of the chapter from 1994 to 1997 before leaving to care for her dad, who was battling ALS. She returned as full-time executive director of the chapter in 2001 and served in that role until 2010. During her time at the helm, she did a great deal to build the professional staff team and expand patient services in the state. Since her departure from the Florida chapter, she has continued to serve the ALS Association as a consultant to several of our sister chapters around the country, including Massachusetts, South Carolina, and Georgia chapters. Mark Stansel, a member of the National Board of Directors, was thrilled when he learned that this individual was going to be honored with the Patti Palmer Award, and he wrote the following in an email. The national office was very generous to provide the Georgia chapter with Dara's services during a very difficult time in the chapter's history. Dara's vast operational and financial knowledge had an immediate impact on our recovery. Even with tough decisions, Dara displayed amazing grace and leadership. She immediately bonded with staff members and is still providing guidance, sharing her knowledge. The Georgia chapter would not have survived without Dara's help, and I will be forever grateful for her dedication and time away from her family to help us. Dara is a person of strong faith, incredible knowledge and experience, and I will always consider her a dear friend. That's the end of the quote from Mark Stansel. Please join me in congratulating our 2021 Patti Palmer Award winner, Dara Alexander.
Thanks, Hampton. It is an honor and truly humbling to receive this award. As you said, it was driven out of personal experience with my dad. And it started back in 1987 when he got the diagnosis and my mom said, the doctor says your dad has ALS. No, maybe it was ALD. I don't know. It must be bad because after all, Lou Gehrig died. And so that just started the quest to find be passionate about the cause and find a cure. And I'm just really excited to be at this point in the generation of the ALS Association where there's so many viable treatments and cures on what I believe cures on the horizon. So I'm humbled, but as Troy said, it could not have been done without the help of the staff and wonderful boards of directors that have been part of the history of the chapter. And just really excited to see so many people, so many staff still working at the chapter. It's just amazing, and it's a real, it's the dedication and the passion that the staff has to continue to care for people with ALS and to find a cure. So again, I'm humbled and so honored to receive the Patti Palmer Award. This is amazing. So thank you again.
Thank you and congratulations. And I know this isn't it's a special honor to you because of your relationship with Patti, and really I think a lot of us have been impacted by Patti over the years, and so it makes this an extra special award. So thank you so much and congratulations. Our final honoree today currently works in a management position at Publix. Prior to that, she served as executive director of the Florida chapter from 2011 through 2017. Among her many accomplishments, she helped to match a major donor with the University of South Florida, which ultimately provided seed money necessary to launch the multidisciplinary clinic at USF. That clinic is the only certified center of excellence on the west coast of Florida and is an important part of the care continuum available to ALS patients in the state. She also teamed with Dr. Cliff Gooch and Wendy Bittner-Roden to develop a concept that eventually grew into the Bittner Plant ALS Initiative of Florida. Since its inception in 2014, this program has directed more than $5 million in state support to the 5 certified centers of excellence state. The program played a formative role in expanding access to multidisciplinary care for ALS patients in Florida. Dr. Gooch from USF offered these comments about this recipient. She was a highly skilled administrator with tremendous empathy for patients and their families and an extraordinary level of dedication to help them in all possible ways. Thanks to her partnership and vision, we were able to create some of the very best ALS centers in the country, making available the very best of multidisciplinary care and access to the most cutting-edge clinical trials to ALS patients throughout Florida. Because of her foresight and years of hard work, Florida has become an epicenter of ALS treatment and research for not only the US, but for the world as well. That's the end of Dr. Gooch's quote, and I think you'd agree some very powerful words there. So please join me in welcoming back and congratulating the winner of the 2021 Patti Palmer Award, Hanna.
Thank you, Hampton. First, I would be remiss if I did not say that Dara was actually the one who was she's the one who started matched that donor and got the USF clinic going. So Dara, I followed in such wonderful footsteps. So much was put in place to keep building the chapter and keep it moving forward. And it takes so many people to do that. So I'm so grateful for my time there with the staff and the volunteers and the board, the patients. I mean, it really does take a village, and all of the doctors. So wonderful to be back here at the Hope and Help Symposium. So thank you so much for this award. I too am very humbled and very appreciative of all of the people who really, truly keep the chapter going and are so dedicated and so committed to it. So thank you. And I wish Patti Palmer were here with us right now.
Oh,
Right in this room. Yeah.
Thank you, Kim. I know we all miss Patti, and it is, again, it is an extreme honor to be able to have an award and present an award in her remembrance is fantastic. So thank you and congratulations, Kim. Congratulations to all of our honorees. Thank you again to everybody for participating today. And I really hope you enjoy this virtual experience. And for my buddy Troy, I've got one last comment for the day, and it's Go Gators. So
Touche.
Thank you all. Oh, there we go. Thank you all. This has been fun.
you.
Congratulations, Anne. Kim, Dara, and Troy. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was great. It was great to see you all.
Bye.